The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Wow, this is a great book. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about not just reading books, but actually studying them. Do you just read or study books? Just picked up this book. I read the first chapter and I am hooked already. Wanted to come and share this with you and also share with you a chance to do book studies with me on a weekly basis. Welcome to Chavez Live 360, brought to you by Live Masters, where we feel alive by going live, and your journey to video mastery begins here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Chavez. I've been on a live video journey for 4.5 years, and I go live every day with videos with the intent to inspire and educate people. I specialize in helping people step out of their comfort zone and into their confidence. And I think using video is one of the best personal development tools that we actually have. And I show people how to do that. I'm actually broadcasting this video to you live from the fabulous city of Las Vegas. So if you're a live viewer, let me know that you're live. And if you're going to come back and watch this on the rerun, remember that old saying, rerun? That's what we used to call when we used to catch the old shows, right? If you're a rerun viewer, let me know that you stopped by. And so, yeah, I want to talk about this book a little bit called The Big Leap. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest that you can read it. Again, most books that I suggest or I talk about on my videos, you can all go and look them up on YouTube and listen to the audio version. So this book was suggested to me by some of my business partners who actually we set up a call. So we have every week we have a few calls that we do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Wednesday we do a book study. And the last book that we read was called You're a Badass, right? So the last book that we read was You're a Badass. If you haven't picked up that book, it's an incredible book. There's like 22 chapters. It's kind of a long book. So for the last 22 weeks on every Wednesday, we would go over, I wasn't 22 weeks. I think it was about 10 weeks because we covered a couple of chapters every single week. Now, this book, The Big Leap, is only 7 chapters. So we're probably going to cover about like one chapter a week. And this book really dives into limiting beliefs and understanding what limiting beliefs are and what holds back. If you're familiar with any of the John C. Maxwell books, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid, where as a leader, your leadership ability is only going to you're only going to grow as far as that lid. It talks about how in that book it talks about how if you get a canister and you put a lid on there and you put a grasshopper inside, the grasshopper is going to try to jump out. But eventually the grasshopper keeps hitting its head on the lid, and eventually it gives up and it tries to jump out of the container. Well, you can literally take the lid off after the grasshopper has given up trying to jump out of the container, and it won't try to jump anymore because it thinks that the lid is still there. And every time it takes that big leap or it takes that jump, it remembers that it got hurt before. And so in this book, The Big Leap, it really talks a lot about that. It talks about your ceilings, your levels of and your zones and different things that we put in place to govern and limit ourselves. And I'm so excited about this book because it says, I'm going to read you the description here on the back. In The Big Leap, New York Times bestselling author Gay Hendricks reveals a simple yet comprehensive program for overcoming our one barrier to happiness and fulfillment, providing a clear path for achieving our true potential and attaining not only financial success, but also success in love and life. Um, yeah, this is just a great book. Gay Hendricks is an author and co-author of more than 20 books that deal with personal growth, including New York Times bestseller, Five Wishes and Conscious Living. Visit the author online at www.hendricks.com. So that's a little commercial for Mr. Hendricks, but it shows the rest of his books back here. It's got a really cool cover too. You can see the fish jumping out of the little bowl into the big bowl. And we've heard the saying before, big fish in a small pond, and it really does apply if you think about that. I think this is a perfect visual of being a big fish in a small pond, and it actually talks about that. You know, as fish grow, the fish can only grow as big as its environment or its container or its aquarium, right? And so that's why on the book it shows that, that fish knew that it was getting too big for its bowl and took the big leap. But it can be scary, and that's where the book comes into play. And I'm super excited about the lessons that I'm going to learn in this book. I do the book studies now. You could read these books, and just for me personally, I have to read them, and then I have to listen to them, and then I have to plug into these calls that we do every Wednesday for these book studies for me to really, really retain the information and remember it. And that's why I loved every Wednesday when we did these calls, when we talked about You're a Badass, that book. It was really, really amazing. So we have different people that I work with. They come in and we study the book, and we talk about our book, the book and the chapter and what we're reading. And then we go around and we have an open discussion about exactly what it is that we're learning. So what's really cool about that is not only do you get to learn from your perspective of what you're reading, but when you study a book in a group setting like what we do every Wednesday, you get other people's perspective. And sometimes we have our own perspective, and we read things and we interpret things because that's the only way that we know how to do it, right? But just imagine getting other people's spin on the same topic and the same subject, how much deeper of a level of learning that you can actually attain in a group environment. So hey, listen, I would actually like to throw out an invitation to you if you're interested in joining us tomorrow. We do this call 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning. It's Pacific Standard Time. I can drop the information in the link here or I can send it to you in private messenger. And we're going to go over chapter 1. And the name of chapter 1 here is, let me see what the name of chapter 1 is. Let's see. The name of chapter 1 is called Preparing for Your Big Leap, the One Problem and How to Solve It. So that's actually kind of a long chapter. It's about 30 pages. I just read it, and it's incredible. I'm actually going to go listen to the first chapter on YouTube. So then tomorrow morning, when I wake up and I get on this call, I'm going to learn even more. Like I said, I have to read it. I have to listen to it. Then I have to study it with others to really, really get different perspectives, not just my own. Wouldn't you agree that getting other people's perspective on the same thing, even though you're like-minded, I know that term gets thrown out there so loosely, right? You can totally get a different perspective when you're around other amazing people that think similar to you, but we all have our own perspective. It's kind of one of those things. There's how many? Almost 8 billion people in the world, and every single person is running around with their own ideals and their own perspective of the way that they think the world should be and the way that the world should be for them. So with that being said, again, if you're interested in hopping in this little book study with us, you don't even have to order the book. You can listen to it on Amazon. If you have the book, you'll probably like the call that we're going to do to get a different perspective on the book. And I do strongly encourage you to order this book. I think it was like 10 or 11 bucks in the paperback on Amazon. And it's just a great book to have for your library. So I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope you're interested. I will definitely connect with you and get you that information to have you on the call so you can do the book study with me. I love sharing this kind of information with people because I would not be a good Facebook friend to you if I found something really cool and I didn't share, because sharing is caring, right? I know it's corny, but it's true. So listen, when you give your eyeballs and your ears to me, it really humbles and blesses me that you've taken some time out of your day to come and check out this video. If you feel so compelled or you've gotten any value out of this video, go ahead and invite your friends. If you did, let me know. I would really appreciate that so I can give you a proper shout out. I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. If you're interested also in learning more about leveraging live video across multiple platforms here on social media. We have a community that's almost 4 years old called Live Masters, where we have tons of free resources that will enable you to do just that. Leverage video. 80% of most content consumed online right now is video. And if you have a message that you need to take the big leap with, you're missing out if you're not doing video. So reach out to me if you want information about that. Put a question mark in the comments. If you're already in Live Masters and you know what Live Masters is all about, represent by putting a hashtag Live Masters. Actually, this video is being streamed to my Facebook personal page. It's being streamed to the community Live Masters that I just mentioned. And for more amazing teaching videos, kind of like this, there's a plethora of them on our YouTube channel, hashtag Live Masters. I think there's about 400 videos on our YouTube channel. So go check us out. Love to have you see what we're up to, because I love sharing information that I'm learning. Okay, we'll talk to you later again with a brand new video. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless you guys. Take it easy.